What's good, Life and Poetry fam? Welcome back to the channel with your boy, your host, one and only, Marcus T, this guy. And this is the How to Write a Book, Complete Step-by-Step Guide series here on the channel. This series is basically me giving you tips, tools, and techniques to how to write your book, your first book. If you are tapping into that journey, that avenue of writing a book, I believe this information here can benefit you in a great way as you're moving forward through that process. But before we jump in any further, guys, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Once that's done, make sure that notification bell is turned on so that you can be notified every time we here at Life and Poetry drop a new video, right? So, the How to Write a Book Complete Step-by-Step Guide, right? I say write a lot, right? Okay. But so we've talked about this before as to why I'm doing this series here. I want you to get that information. If you want to write a book, these are tips, tools, and techniques that you can have to utilize as you're going throughout the process of writing, composing, developing, or producing your book. Whether it be a poetry book, such as my first books I've done, a novel book, chapter book, children's book, short story, whatever it may be. I think that these tips, tools, and techniques can help you to develop that there. Thus far, we've talked about what to consider before writing a book with 3 major questions. If you want to know those questions, go back to the previous videos. You can see that there. But we're going to move forward here. I don't want to give too much back talk here. If you guys been with me this long through the journey here, you guys know what we're talking about. If not, be sure to go back and check out the first videos that came up before this here, so you guys can catch up to where we are. Remember that I'm giving you guys nuggets of information. It's going to be short, sweet, and put together. I don't want to overload you guys with too much because I want you to have enough substance to go on your journey here as you're pushing forward with what you want to do as a writer, as a creative, whatever it may be, so on and so forth. So we're going to talk about, as we move through this series here, the step-by-step writing tips that will help you to write your own book. The first step we talked about was establishing a consistent writing space, right? A space that you're comfortable in, space you can get work done with your house, your office, your couch, your bed, a coffee shop, whatever it may be, as long as it's an environment where you can focus and produce great work, right? Today we're going to move to step number 2, step in writing tip number 2, which is hone in on your book idea. Y'all ready to talk about it? Let's go. So guys, you may already know what you want to write about. You may already know what your book is going to be about, or maybe you're still trying to decide between a lot of other ideas. There are a lot of things that goes through a writer's mind within the writing process, and that's okay. That's okay. You may already have an idea for your book cover, right? What you want your book to be, your title, so on and so forth. Either way, right? I want you to ask yourself these questions. What is my book about? Why is the story interesting or important? What attracted you to this idea in the first place? Who will want to read your book? And if you're still searching for an idea or struggling, you can always try to use writing prompts to get yourself going forward. Right now, these questions here, just like the first questions we did, we opened up, right? What do you consider What do you consider before writing your book, right? You always want to consistently ask yourself these questions here because you're developing. You're trying to pinpoint where you're going. You're trying to land this plane here, and sometimes our minds can run 1,000 miles an hour. So, in order to combat that, you have to try to compartmentalize your thought process. You have to try to pinpoint a focal point. That may be redundant. You want to find a focal point so that you can drill down there as you're as you're plowing through this process here. You don't want to allow yourself to go be long-winded in a way that you start to drift off your topic, drift out of your idea, and have to come back around, because then it gets spacious, and then you have to find where you are and come back to it. And as a writer, you want your reader to be able to follow along seamlessly without being confused about where it's going, what was happening, or adding too much air, too much fluff into something. Just get down to it and focus right there, hone on that idea. I know it can be hard to do sometimes. I know sometimes we have writer's block. I know sometimes we are even struggling with the basic idea. It's okay. It's okay. I've talked about this before in the poetry series, Poetry 101 and Poetry 102. I believe I also talked about this as we opened up the series here. And that is to remember this here. Time is your friend. Time is your friend. Utilize all the time that you need to hone in on this idea. Don't be in a hurry to get out of the start gate, or to when that starter pistol go off. If that starter pistol goes off and you're not prepared to run, it's going to be a problem. You're either going to trip, you're going to trip and fall, you're going to lag behind, you're going to burn yourself out, you're going to lose the race, right? Don't allow that to happen. Marathon, not sprint. Marathon, not sprint. Remember that there. Time is your friend. Take the time to hone on this idea, develop it thoroughly, and remember, ask yourself these questions here. We're going to go back through it. Ask yourself these simple questions before you even start writing. As you're creating this idea, ask yourself this here. What is my book about? Why is the story important or interesting? What attracted me to this idea in the first place? Who will want to read my book? If you're still searching for ideas and you're fighting with writer's block, try writing prompts, right? Try writing prompts. That's not a question, but that's a great tip. Writing prompts are great things to use. Utilize those tools when trying to develop this here, because it will help you to run those scenarios through your head about how you can play out this scene here, how you can use this specific thing to ignite something in you, to build this character, to build this plot, to lay this brick and mortar for this foundation, so that you're moving forward with great content. Hone in that idea, guys. And while you're doing it, remember to keep writing. Keep writing. Don't give up. Don't let writer's block throw you off. Excuse me. Don't let writer's block throw you off. Don't let fear set in. Don't let doubt set in. Use those things in your work. Use that fear. Use that doubt. Sometimes you got to prove yourself wrong. Even in this process of honing in your book idea, you're going to have to prove yourself wrong. Prove that you can do it. Prove that this will be something that you can convey across to the person. And if you can't do so, go back. Start again. Right? Try to reformat. Right? Try to rebuild. Try to restructure. Hone in on that idea. Don't just stop with the first thing coming to your head. Dive deep. Allow yourself to meditate in it. Let it marinate in your mind. Let it pull from somewhere deep down and in, and get it out. But again, guys, just no matter what, just keep writing. So this is tip number 2. Hone on your book ideas. So far we've had to establish a consistent writing space. And today we talk about honing on your book idea. As I always say, guys, don't just take my word for it. Go back, research yourself on your own. Find what works for you. Find what best suits your process, and develop your own patterns, your own tips, your techniques, your own tools, right? And share them with the people. Share them with me. Share them with me. I love to bounce ideas off people. Share them with me. So that's it for today, guys. Remember, short, sweet, condensed. And as we roll into the next video, which is step and tip number 3, which is to outline your story. We will talk about that in the next video, guys. Stay with me, stay tuned. But no matter what, keep writing. So stay safe, be blessed. Until next time, catch y'all later. Peace.